Feds, firstly, how's the turnaround from Tuesday night been?
Yeah, fine. Got the lads in, they've had recovery days. The lads that didn't play have had a tough day. Had a meeting with the lads that played about the game and that, so we've been in discussions about how you can go from being so good in the first half to then the drop off second half. That's quite alarming in terms of how you can go from so good to not great in the second half. So I've had a few discussions about that, a few things that we need to do to be better. Game management is definitely one of those. I don't think we managed the last 5 minutes of the first half very well, which led to quite a few mistakes and a bit of unease and nervousness around the place.
Yeah, we've had a few days to kind of let the dust settle on the game. What else do you assess from the performance as a whole?
Like I said, Tuesday straight after game, pretty much the same. I've watched the game back. On reflection, I'd say again, good first half, created good chances. The goals very good in terms of how we set up to try and press them and get the ball back high up the pitch. So a lot of positives to take from that first half, but a lot of things to dislike as well. Like there was a lot of things that raised a few concerns for me in terms of how we managed the game.
So how will we look to put those right on Saturday against Halifax?
Yeah, we'll work on a game plan. We've already started a game plan towards the Halifax game. The thing for me is just the game management and how poor it was, and for me the difference in performance levels from first half to second half was the real concern for me. So putting that right for Saturday, just a few discussions. There's not a lot of time to work between the games, so a few meetings, discussions about what I expect in certain situations and stuff like that. So we've got enough experience out there as well to make better calls than we did on Tuesday.
You've spoke before in previews for games like Morecambe that you don't really think that league position kind of tells the whole picture, and Halifax off the back of 2 defeats. Are you kind of expecting the same from there?
Be a very competitive game. Halifax are they're a more of a passing team this year than they have been in recent years. They're very energetic. They've got a young squad, real purposeful in how they're playing that. So opportunities for us to muster up a game plan and think of ways that we can exploit them, but fully expecting a tough competitive game.
Are you expecting a physical test as well?
The National League, that's what it is. It's a physical test. Every game in the National League is that, whether it's a running output, the data from that, or whether it's a physical battle. Either way, it's a real physical battle out there.
And we're unbeaten in 3 right now. The momentum that you've been speaking about over the last few weeks is slowly starting to build for you?
Maybe. I said it earlier. Tuesday felt like more of a defeat just because of how we finished the game. If you'd have started poorly and finished brilliantly, then you end up with probably a different view of that game. But yeah, like I keep saying, the performance level from first half to second half, for it to be so wide apart and big, was a bit alarming. But in terms of creating momentum, we've scored 6 goals in the last three games. We've only scored 19 in the league all season, so a third of the goals pretty much have come in the last 3 games. So we're a little bit more of a threat in that sense. We haven't lost in the last 3 games. So there's a little bit of momentum building. There's a little bit of progress from where we was, but not loads and loads, but we're heading in the right direction slowly.
And going back on the road after 2 home games, how will you look to bring some points back with us?
Well, that's the aim, yeah. Obviously, you want to win your home games, but if we can turn Saturday into a win away at Halifax, then you look at the 2 games, Morecambe and Halifax, and you take 4 points from 6 and 8 points from the last 4 games, and you're in a pretty good position. And then we talk about that word momentum again, where then we carry momentum into the next game. But obviously we've got a job to do. It'll be a tough game against Halifax, but yeah, football is about building momentum and that. But in terms of me, it's hard to look too much further than the next game.
And just to finish, what would be your sort of rally to those making the trip down to Yorkshire?
As always, get behind the lads. We've got a brilliant away following. Usually we take a lot to Halifax. I've been in some really good games against Halifax where we've taken a lot of fans and we've got some really good results there. So for me, their support means a lot more than they think. We'll do everything we can to bring those 3 points back up north. But yeah, get behind the lads as best as you can, and hopefully we'll give them something to cheer about.